That actually stung quite a bit, Amy.
Previously on the Chaotic Neutral podcast, the gang has finished their first task in Karst by retrieving an amulet from the offices of the deceased Captain Rollo Sparkbeard. They weren't the only ones after the locket, though. A mysterious group of ninjas ambushed Kai, who barely escaped before all of the guards crashed the party. This week, Kiki sees a man about a search. Kai seeks to reunite with the crew after disposing of his trekking goo, and Bert goes to the library, like a nerd. But first, we check in with a hobo dwarf on the Chaotic Neutral podcast. I am your Dungeon Master, Caleb, and I am joined tonight by Dan.
I play Zerf every once in a while when I can.
And Shane.
Hey, I'm the Warlock who's so happy to see his friend Zerf come back.
And Amy.
Hi, I play Kiki.
Who doesn't give a shit about Zerf?
Drunk bitch.
And finally, David.
Hi, I play Batman.
That's something I meant to
No,
ask you
not really.
offline.
I killed Batman.
Yeah, you put a comment in last week's episode that we uploaded to SoundCloud that the Batman was dead, but
Yeah, I said Batman's already dead.
But where you tagged in the episode, there was no discussion of Batman, and it confused the hell out of me. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? I know he means Saldoon, but what the fuck is he talking about?
It was reference to the. It was a reference to the quote that you were saying. You said, "Here we go."
That's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't sure because it was so much in the background.
It's totally fine, dude. I screwed up the entire outro. I was referencing shit that hasn't happened yet, and I listened to it again a day later, and oh my god, Shane's off his game.
We're so professional. So flashing back a few days in game time, the party, sort of with this caravan, with Yusuf. Navigate down the mountains into this sort of forested, lush river valley before reaching the gates of Karst. And that's where Zerf sort of split off from the group to enjoy the greenery and the nature in this riparian environment. What's Zerf been up to?
Building shit. Oh, I mean, wandering and playing with butterflies and smelling trees.
Montage of a bearded barbarian dwarf frolicking through fields, sniffing flowers.
So beautiful.
I think he had gotten cleaned or something by some rain, so he went and played in the mud.
Majestic AF.
You do actually run into sort of a party of nature-y folk, sort of camped out. You sort of towards the evening of the first day, you stumble across a camp. There's a fire and several tents, and there's a collection of people sort of sitting around it. There's a gnome, an elf, a couple humans, no dwarves. And there are some sort of animal skins out to dry.
Howdy. Yeah. Let's
All
go see
right.
what these people are doing.
So, the gnome looks up. Greetings, traveler. Would you like to partake of some of our fine food? We have nuts.
As soon as I hear that, I think of Amy just wanting to kill him already. Or Kiki wanting to kill it. Just as soon as I hear that voice, I'm like, oh, is Kiki around? Because he's dead if she is.
Before I even talked.
Hey,
Oh, hello.
He holds up a little badger. This is Francis. Say hello, Francis.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. You're a special child, aren't you?
I am a child of the forest.
Special one at that.
You're trying to be insulting, but I'm not going to let it get to me.
Not insulting. Facts don't insult. Facts are fact.
Math is math.
Oh, what are you guys doing out here?
Oh, we're just camping out, enjoying the fruits of the valley before we set off into the next, across the wastes into the next river valley. We're going to see the world, but not the stupid cities that everyone else preens on about. There's beauty to be found in the wilderness if you know where to look.
Oh, I've looked a lot of places. A lot of beauty. A lot of not beauty.
Zerf's more philosophical than I remember.
You're alone with your thoughts for, weeks
For
on
how
end.
long? Yeah.
But yeah, they'll invite you to hang out with them if you want. There are a couple hunters. The gnome's a druid. They're all sort of. There's a barbarian or two. They're all sort of the sort that are uncomfortable with urban environments, but they occasionally need to trade with them, and so that's the main reason they're camped here. Is they're gathering stuff from the wilderness and trading it to the city for stuff they can't make themselves.
I will go talk with the barbarians and train with them and see if we can't learn anything.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you spar with them. You're better than them. Like you can tell just by the way they hold their weapons and everything that you're a level 10 barbarian and they're like a level 0 barbarian. You have a character class.
You've got a name card.
I guess that's something I should have asked before I started. Did we level up? Well, I've been
They should be
going.
level 10.
Oh dear. All right.
Dan didn't do his homework.
Nope. I think last time it was level 9. Alrighty then.
And if you hang out there for a couple days, you'll hear word that there's a new pet brokerage in the city that's looking for sort of small woodland creatures to display. That inquiry should be made to one Shin at Fozzie and Friends Emporium.
Okay. We should all go to Fozzie and Friends Emporium.
All right, Zerf, dwarf in the big city. So you said you went and splashed in some mud.
Yes, of course I did.
All right. So at the gate, the guards are like.
They asked me what my cologne is owed to nature.
They actually sort of go, "Sir, could you take a quick dip in the river?"
Not a chance.
I'm not even going to roll for this because you're a dwarf, so it's hard to topple you. They try to sort of topple you into the river, but they do not succeed.
Is it like one of those things where they go to push me? Can I like sidestep and just kind of help them into the river?
No, they've got sort of these sort of glaives, and one tries to use the butt of the glaive to sort of sweep your feet out from under you and send you in. So you get sort of swatted on the ass with one of these glaive butts, but you're a dwarf. Low center of gravity, hard to topple.
Perfect. Okay.
They're like, fine, whatever. It's a gold to enter the city.
It's not my job anyway.
There you go. Here's a gold.
Excellent. So they'll let you pass. And
As I walk by, I kind of do one of these on my beard at them. Dirt towards them.
ugh.
Behold my mighty, thick musk.
So you enter the city of Karst. It is it has wide avenues, but in between these avenues, tangles of sort of narrow alleys. And I guess I can sort of show you a little bit of what the architecture might look like. Architecture's a bit like this. Um, you know, lots of arches, columns, open plazas, domes, and they're like blue tile. Roll me a.
Tower.
Sorry, David.
And phallic towers.
Yeah, very.
Never mind.
Yeah, sure. Aren't all towers technically phallic?
Architecture? Is that what we call it? I don't know.
Um,
What the hell is this?
What am I rolling?
Oh, that's right.
Looks like a Kiki special mission.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What would be a good skill for? I guess just an intelligence to see if you can navigate the city.
That's not a good one.
We shouldn't do that one. We should do something else.
You should do your smell.
Yeah, I'm going to use my smell and hearing and sight.
Okay, those are
And a 7.
all right. Do you actually activate your augmented senses?
Oh, yeah.
You are overwhelmed by the just barrage of sound and smell and just you sort of have a seizure in the first square where you do that, and people say, "Oh, are you a holy man? The temple island is off down that avenue." And like people reach out to touch your beard and try to like pull a little bit of the mud away from it as a relic.
Worship me! I just ask him where the nearest tavern is.
Are you going to smite the unbelievers? Yes.
I'm going to drink.
That's an interesting behavior for a holy man, but they'll point you to a tavern on the in the merchant district. What happened to my notes on the layout of the city? Sorry, folks, my life's been a disaster the last couple weeks. I cannot keep track of anything.
Here.
Just the last couple.
Well, more so than usual the last couple weeks.
Finals.
Yeah, finals and the new job and. But yeah, it's I think it's the Wind District. It's either the Wind or the Sand District. Is sort of where all these merchant caravans come in, and you can find yourself a nice busy tavern to get drunk in.
Let's do it.
All right. While you're doing that, Kiki, you find yourself on the street outside of a fancy manor.
Uh-huh.
It's 2 floors, and you can see that there's sort of alleys but around the back.
Is it daytime or?
I'm gonna say it's Kiki would probably wait till evening, so it's sunset a little later.
Because when I left, I don't know when it was, but I was still the small child.
Okay, yeah. So you're still in disguise.
I need to scope the place out, see if there's guards and shit.
You don't see any guards patrolling the exterior. You see that there does seem to be some activity on the interior, people moving about. You can roll me an investigation.
Where's my investigation? 25.
Okay. How do you go about? Like, do you just sit and watch, or do you try to go around the back, or?
I feel like I need to just sit and stare at it for a while and see if anything happens, and then just sort of rogue like
Okay.
mosey around the back.
Okay. So, just watching the front, you can see movement in. I'm gonna ping here, but it's facing the street on the ground floor are two windows that are sort of curtained off, so you can't make out anything inside, but you can tell movement based on like light and shadow. Um, you can see several people moving about in the window to the right, which would be the one here, and then and then one person seems to be moving about in this room
What
to
am
the
I supposed
left.
to be doing here?
You have been hired to deliver a search to a minor noble named Tifur. And then on the second floor, let me wait for it to populate. You don't really see any motion in the second floor, any activity in the second floor from where you are.
Do I see a way to get up there from the outside?
On the front, there are a few sort of decorative posts on the corners, and there does seem to be some. Yeah, and that's about it. Because this is a fairly dry environment, so there wouldn't be like ivy or anything.
Nothing around the side.
You think you might be able to parkour up on the side? I was gonna say if you go around the back on your investigation,
hmm
um, so coming down here on the map, um, you find a little courtyard and there's a servant moving about back here. Let me reveal a little bit more here. Come on. Okay. And it looks like there are two doors back here in this little courtyard. And like I said, there's a servant that looks like he's taking a break. And then from here on the second floor, you can see activity in both the rooms above the courtyard.
I don't know what to do.
Well, while you think on that,
Ask the servant for a cigarette.
I don't want to make my presence known.
Oh.
And I'm like 6.
Or just walk up to him with a cigarette in your mouth as a 6-year-old. Mondays, right?
So while you're thinking about that, Kai, after getting rid of your tracking goo, you get back to Fozzie and Friends, and nobody's there except for Shin, who seems to be closing up the primary shop.
Okay. I actually go back to the smith and start continuing.
Okay. Roll me a perception.
Okay.
Okay.
That's 11.
Okay. You get the sense that you're being followed, but you can't substantiate it.
Okay.
That makes any sense. Like, you know how sometimes you're late. It's late. You're the last person in the office, and you're closing up, and you're going through the parking garage to your car, and you get the sense that there's someone else around, but you can't spot anyone or hear anyone. It's that sort of tingling on the back of your neck that you get.
Okay.
Bert. So you head to the madrasa, the academy, and to get there you have to go across the temple aisle,
Yeah.
and
that's through the religious sector, right? Like you
Yeah.
have to go through that. Yeah.
And as you pass through the main plaza, you can see that there's a bit of activity that's going to make things complicated. There seem to be two groups that are at odds with one another, sort of staring each other down across the plaza.
Um,
And the tension in the air, you could cut with a rope, or you could cut with a knife. Cut with a rope.
with the garage.
You can't go with the rope.
I'm gonna stand back and see. Is anybody saying anything, or are they just kind of like shaking their fists at each other, like rabble, rabble, rabble?
Go ahead and roll me insight.
Seven.
You can't really tell what all the fuss is about, but it looks like they're sort of each clustered in front of. There's sort of a plaza where these two big temple church things seem to face each other across the plaza, and they sort of seem to be congregated in front of the two, and they're hurling insults at each other. You hear the word heretic a lot. But that's about all you can pick up.
Okay. What's around me? Is it kind of like is it a totally paved and completely terraformed area, or is it still kind of like dirt, natural, maybe some gardens around?
The road goes. So you're coming in a road that's got planters down the middle of it with trees and shrubs.
Mm-hmm.
There are sort of smaller temples and rectories lining the road, and it opens up onto this big plaza where these two temples face one another. There's a sort of a garden and a fountain in the center of the plaza, and then there are roads that go along next to each of the temples, and the one you want that leads onto the bridge is across the plaza. And the plaza is sort of just open and brick.
I'm going to look around for a rock. I'm going to hide behind a planter.
All right, the planters do have rocks in them.
I'm going to toss a rock in the middle of the... I'm going to get close to one of the groups. The one, I guess, if I'm walking into it, it'll be the group on the right.
Okay.
And I'm going to get close to them. I'm going to throw a rock to the group on the left, and then hopefully it hits somebody. If it does, I'm going to scurry into the group on the right behind them and yell, they're throwing... No. That's the other way around. Throw it to the group on the right, and then scurry over to the group on the right and say they're throwing rocks at us.
Okay. So I guess the first thing is give me a ranged attack roll. This is Dex.
Dex, okay. So I got a terrible ranged attack roll. Got a 5. It was one shy of a critical failure.
So it makes it maybe halfway to them and sort of bounces sadly on the brick. And now I need a stealth roll.
At least let me hide my shame. Nope. I got a 10.
And a bluff roll.
Okay. Bluff roll is... Oh, that's much better. Wait, deception, right?
Yeah.
23.
So you basically stand up in front of the planter, but somehow you manage to make it look like you didn't throw the rock. and it's just sort of sitting there in the middle of the plaza at this point. And both sides are looking a little confused. Like, where the fuck did that come from?
And I'm like, I know, right? It's like falling out of the sky. So what's the beef here? And inside, I'm like, fuck! I can hear my book whispering at me, stupid douche.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do... Okay, so someone from the group on the left sort of wanders over to you and asks if are you a duelist? Do you acknowledge that there are two forces of light and dark in the universe? Or are you one of those Tholist heretics? And he kind of makes one of those sidelong glances at the other group.
I guess I'll play dumb here. I'll put my arm around him. I don't really know either side here. What are you talking about?
Are you one of those pagans, pantheists?
Oh yeah.
You need to see the truth of the universe, friend.
Oh, what's that then? What's the truth of the universe there, sir?
Well, if you come inside, we can tell you all about it. And he gestures at the temple behind him.
I'm open to all kinds of stuff, but first I want to do an insight roll. I don't want to end up like tied to a cross or something.
Kinds of stuff.
Did you roll a 1? Did you roll a 1?
No, I just rolled shitty. 7.
All kinds of stuff.
I was kind of hoping it was a 1 so that we would be having a little bit of fun.
So we know what kind of stuff it was.
Yeah.
You can't get a read on him. He seems to be a true believer. He seems to really hate the guys across the way.
He likes you.
I give him the benefit of the doubt, you know. I'll follow him in. I'll see what he has to say, you know. I mean, every once in a while, I'll let those Watchtower guys talk to me about their stuff.
Okay, Amy, high or low?
Low.
Okay. So you make it into this temple without incident.
Oh, good. Without
Zerf.
getting...
Yes.
You're in a crowded tavern. It's sort of end of shift. It seems the merchants have closed up shop, and all of their shop assistants have come to drink their wages away. What do you do?
I drink a lot.
All right.
If I am completely wasted,
I should have gone to the bar.
I'm going to ask about some Fozzie thing.
Okay. Roll me a Constitution save.
Oh.
Here comes a 1. No, just kidding.
Monster. All right.
All right. You are downing these drinks and not feeling a thing. Like, you can taste that there's booze in them, but you, in addition to your natural tolerance for being a dwarf, you have built up a substantial tolerance on top of that. And you're starting to get attention for how much you can drink.
Your liver's full of dirt.
Good attention or bad attention?
Just you can tell that people are talking about you. People are trying to point you out, like, "Whew, he's had like 12 pints, and he's still standing."
Bring me a couple more.
He's double
And-
fisting.
And does anybody know about this Fozzie thing? I heard something about Fozzie. What's Fozzie? I can just be talking to the barkeep or people right next to me. I don't care.
Barkeep's like, and no one in your immediate vicinity seems to know what you're referring to.
Perfect. All right. None of you are helpful. All right, I'm gonna take off.
David, high or low?
Hi.
Oh, David screwed me.
Okay, so sort of as you're turning away from the bar, this stout dwarf with flaming red hair in a mohawk that's ornate and braided with like gold embellishment and a beard that's in sort of two braids that come down off the sides of his chin is like, and he's looking a little unsteady. It's right in your path. Aye, hobo. What'd you say about my mother?
Well, aren't you a clean little spunky dwarf?
Do you call my mother Fozzie?
Well, she was fuzzy when I was with her last night.
Oof.
And
Initiatives.
with
Not
a
so
roar,
fuzzy anymore.
with a roar, he goes to swing his tankard at your head, but it hits a patron who just happens to like be in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
Another bar brawl.
And that patron turns around and tries to punch him, but he dodges out of the way, and you you have stepped into another bar brawl.
This is what I wanted at the church.
Time to have some fun.
All right. Is Amy actually there?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's Kiki's next step?
I'm gonna scale the wall. You said
Which
that there's,
wall?
Yeah. You said there was nobody. I couldn't see anybody in the front of the house on the second floor, right?
Yes, correct.
So I'm gonna go. Can I go up the side of the house and get to a window on the second floor?
Yeah, you can sort of parkour up but in the alley. Where could you ping on the map sort of where you make your ascent?
I don't know. Probably like here.
So on the front of the house or around the side?
Oh, I guess that's the window I want. So like, I don't know. Can I go from here over to a window that's over here?
Well, there are
window
windows
over on
overlooking
side?
the alleys too.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so roll me an acrobatics.
Yes. 22.
All right, so you managed to scramble on up there, no problem. But the window is locked, so you're sort of hanging on. Roll me a sleight of hand to jimmy the lock.
20.
Okay, you managed to do that. Okay, and so you find yourself in what looks kind of like a guest bedroom. And I need to copy Kiki over here.
Oh, we lost David. Oh, he's joining again. Welcome back, David.
Damn hotels. free Wi-Fi, but it sucks.
Okay, Amy. So you're right there.
Is-
It's a well-appointed bedroom. It looks out over the main street, and there's a window overlooking the alley as well. The bed looks like it hasn't been slept in a little while, and there's sort of a empty chest of drawers next to it.
Where's the door? This is the door.
The door is right here.
Is it open?
No, it's closed.
Can I hear anything on the other side of the door?
Roll me a perception.
So long button. I don't know where that's at. 19.
Okay. Shane, high or low?
Let's do low.
Sort of you creep up to the door, and sort of as you get there, you hear a voice almost right across the door holler, "Oi! When are we getting our dinner? Been smelling them cook all night. I'm fucking hungry." And you hear another voice from farther away be like, "Yeah, we'll get fed when we get fed. We're getting paid, aren't we?" And the first voice sort of grumbles.
I don't know.
Side note, ladies and gentlemen, Amy hates stealth games. Like,
Uh-huh.
Why the hell did you play a rogue?
Uh-huh.
like I was thinking about in Thief, you'd creep up to the door and you'd hear the guard on the other side be like, and you could hear them pacing about. I always thought it was funny that every single guard in the Thief universe has a proclivity for talking to themselves. It's really useful if you're trying to break into a place.
Okay, this isn't gonna work for me. I leave the bedroom.
Okay, back down to the first floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because while Kiki's a rogue, Amy can't stealth. I can't do it.
Okay. So, that was fun.
Uh-huh.
We'll go back to David. Okay, we'll go back to Shane.
Okay.
Okay, so I go into
there
the
you are, David.
Oh, damn. I mean, yay, David.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm here.
I was like, we'll go back to David, and then
I'm here, but I'm probably robotic.
no, I can hear you now.
Sort of.
And then
I
When
hear
you talk.
robotics, so.
Oh, do you hear us as like T-painting? Is that what is going on?
Yeah,
That wasn't much of an
I got
answer.
that's
gremlins
one
in my
of the
system.
best David noises I've ever heard. Like Silent Dave's impression of Chewbacca. David, if you can hear us, we can hear you.
Ostensibly.
What'd you say?
This is fucking awesome.
So you're continuing towards the Stone Town, right?
Oh no.
And he's gone.
Aw.
Okay.
And he's back.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Shane is dying.
This the
This is the
futility in his
loudest,
voice.
this is the loudest that
No.
David's. Yeah, this is the loudest David's ever been on this podcast, so it's funny.
Forever.
So,
Can you hear me now, at least?
Yeah.
We can hear you. Yeah.
okay, so Kai is heading towards Stonetown, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Only took 5 minutes to get a yes out of him.
Your turn's over.
Oh.
Moving on.
You had your turn.
Okay, so you hear, as you're sort of passing an alley, you hear the sounds of a woman sobbing coming from one of the alleys. Like she seems really upset, like she could use some help.
Don't they all?
I just kind of keep going.
Is it sexist if a chick makes a sexist remark?
Nope. No.
Oh, that's not what I meant. I meant it was a trap. That's how it always sounds.
Okay. Yeah, I see it now.
So
Yeah.
Kai, you just continue on.
Yeah, I just I glance, but then I just keep going.
And you hear, please help someone.
Like, who cares, lady? I don't even know you.
I keep going. I'm sorry. She's just at the wrong time.
Okay.
You're a monster.
And now I'm frozen. Great.
You get a sense of displeasure from your robes. But
Not following the path of
No, I'm not doing it.
I said, good day, sir.
Your robes are disappointed, David.
they are sentient artifact, and they are displeased with you. Okay, but you continue on. You can roll me another perception.
Yes. Continue on. Maybe. $20.
All right. You get that that tingling on the back of your neck, and you manage to catch out of the corner of your eye a shape leaping over an alley, a little bit ahead of you, but you can't get a good look at it.
There goes Kiki.
Okay.
I run up the wall. The nearest building.
Amy, high or low?
Hi.
Okay. As you do that, you hear, "Oi! You can't do that! That's against city ordinances, that is!" And two pissed off looking guards are staring up at you.
They sound drunk.
It's early evening.
Early evening.
Yeah.
I just shout back, I'm Batman.
George, did he just say he's Batman?
Who the fuck is Batman?
Yo, Basil, I think he did. Who the fuck is Batman? Apparently he is. Uh,
I run around trying to lose whatever. I think it's following me,
okay.
ignoring the guards the rest of the time.
Okay, because it's just too much fun not to finish up the guards' conversation. Well, should we call it in? Oh, and tell them what? That a giant man bat's running around? Uh, we'll get him, I tell you. Anyways, roll
Commissioner's
me,
gonna hear about this one.
roll me acrobatics, David.
Okay, acrobatics. Oh, I'm not. Wait. Fine. Sorry.
All right. You leap nimbly from rooftop to rooftop. And now, how are you trying to shake your tail? Like, are you trying to hide, or are you trying to sort of escape the net? Like,
Like I would
are you
jump
trying to
off,
outmaneuver, or
into a window and
okay? Roll me an insight. Okay, with an 11, you think you've shaken him.
I
Like
continue.
and of course you jump in a window, and there's a thing for this in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
I had a thing for this.
I had a thing for this. I've been wanting to use this the entire campaign.
And there's a naked woman, right?
Well, that's a possibility. There's like a whole table on urban chases, and like if you duck into a random building, what sort of building did you duck into?
Bathhouse. Come on, bathhouse.
Yeah, it must not have been a very good movie, because Dad sure did leave right away, but it was a sad movie because he had a whole bunch of tissues. And then he went to the gym downtown and wrestled, but he's not a very good wrestler. He was constantly being pinned. All right.
Were you the butters of your order?
All right, so it's a residence. You jump in through a window, and you're immediately surrounded by dirty street urchin moppets that all go, "Oh, jeez, mister! Why'd you gotta do that? That sure was neat! Oh, boy, I can't wait to tell my friends!"
They're so lucky Amy didn't jump in that window.
Amy, they're having a gathering. They're coming after you.
They've unionized finally.
There's one particularly adorable one that's got like a patch of dirt under one eye that's like, "I now call to order the meeting of the Moppet Society." And there's like a poster of Kiki that says "The Enemy."
Why am I the enemy?
She is cruel to our kind, and she must be brought low.
I give them money.
Vengeance. She thinks she can buy our dignity with her gold. I'm pretty sure that like you've been nice to one Moppet.
I gave them all money.
I have to go back and listen, but I'm pretty sure you've been mean to them.
But I gave
You
them
gave
money.
him money like after punching him in
See,
the.
Kiki, you littered in.
like I was just listening to one where you stopped a woman from getting assaulted by a bandit and then robbed her, and you were like, "I saved her."
Not a Muppet.
in Honey,
True, but I feel like you see these encounters differently than everyone else.
in the Honey Tongue City, he was trying to give you a letter, and you just
Mm.
littered all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
You're trying to find lint in your pocket to throw.
Oh God.
That was so long ago.
But
But yeah.
I bowl them over like pins.
Jeez, mister, why you gotta do that?
For Kiki.
Avenge me.
One falls out of his bunk and does a Wilhelm scream. Ah! And then you go downstairs and there's another floor of Muppets.
I wish I could burn into flame right now.
All right, so at the cathedral.
I tried to blend in.
Roll me-
mister!
Oh, I gotta go out on the street and beg for some bread.
I'm not going out.
Sure sucks to be a Muppet, huh?
What are you on the roll? Deception?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're a real shit at it.
I'm not going out.
Like I'm gonna say you do the voice, but don't do anything. Like you're a full-grown elf, obviously an elf. And you're just walking along like, yeah, Muppet, I'm not leaving. Don't mind me.
Standing there in the corner, just ripped, just looking at all of them.
I mean, so at the cathedral, Bert learns an awful lot about Orthodox dualism, also known as duothelitism. There are two distinct divine energies in the universe, one light, one dark. They're constantly at war. And that you can support one or the other, but the right ones to support are the light, but you need to understand that there are two energies. And there's lots of singing, and it's a fucking cathedral. And I'm gonna say that about probably about 20 minutes in.
I gave him
So-
20 minutes. Holy shit.
Well, it's the sort of thing where you go to get up and they're like, "Oh no, you can't leave yet. There's another hymn coming up that's just gonna make it all clear.
You're gonna love this one.
I'm gonna banish somebody.
You've got to hear the bishop speak. It's amazing. It's only another 20 minutes till he begins his sermon."
Oh.
Um,
You said that 20 minutes ago.
for just 10 minutes of your time, we can
First, we have to
provide
do
salvation.
monotone monk chanting.
Whoa. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
But about 20 minutes in, you hear, well, actually, roll me your perception.
Okay. Shit. 10.
Okay, you can hear a commotion from the front of the cathedral.
I'm sorry, guys. This internet connection is making you guys sound really funny.
David, that's not the
Caleb
internet,
is
internet
in
connection.
fast-
They just sound really funny.
Sound funny. What is the? Do I see people gathering? Does it look like a?
You do see a guy in these black and white robes that all of the clergy and acolytes in this place wear, sort of come in and talk to someone with fancier black and white robes, and the guy that came in has sort of like a scalp wound and blood gushing out down the side of his head. And the sort of fancier dressed guy sort of like shoves him aside, like, fuck out of sight. We'll talk about this in an alcove.
So he gets ushered off, and I don't see him again.
Yeah, and like the guy, it looks like the guy he like sort of, you know, flagged down goes with him. Like, you know how sometimes you're at a performance or something, and you can see sort of off to the sides, like one of the stage hands sort of come up to the director, be like, "Someone just fucking died," and they both sort of scurry off, but you don't actually see it.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Cool. I'm gonna excuse myself from the dude that is holding me there, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look at that.
Okay, roll me your persuasion.
I want to go to there. Persuasion. That one's. I have to roll good on this. You damn right. 27.
Okay, you managed to double talk him. He starts saying, "No, you gotta stay," and you're like, "No, but I have to leave, so that I can truly understand." Like,
I need to absorb what you've given me. I can't take it all at once.
so you head out the front, and the square has erupted into a full-blown riot. Both sides are now like fighting each other, fists and stones, and someone's actually like lit a bonfire of furniture from somewhere.
This is what I wanted. But I wanted to be the reason.
You can come and join me.
I don't even know you're in town. I figured you're still like rubbing yourself down with mud and shit.
I was just rubbing on a tree, you know, scratching my back like a bear.
Was that what you call it?
Speaking of a bar brawl, what's Surf do?
I gotta pull a David and I yell, "I am Batman," and start punching people.
Oh, Caleb.
I love the face palm. Captain Bernard face palm.
No one respected Saldoon when he was alive, and now all anyone can do is, "I'm Batman."
That's not respecting him, though.
I know.
Sorry, I killed him.
How it should have ended finally did their Batman versus Superman, which I've been waiting on because so many of theirs end with Batman and Superman in the cafe.
Yeah.
And Batman yelling, "Why'd you say that name?" "That's my mom's name." "What?" "It's my mom's name." Like, Martha's a popular name, Bruce. "Why'd you say that name?" Anyways, so everyone sort of stops. You know, like people are getting ready to get really into it, and like fists are stopped up here, like, "Boy, did you say his name is Batman?" You don't look like a bat.
Look more like a bear.
I think he's had one too many. I do. I don't know why everyone in this town suddenly has shitty British accents. Like, I must be offending anyone who's actually been to Britain.
Dude, we work with what we've got.
And that's not much.
This is true.
So yeah, there's a pause in the fight, and Wait for it. And then someone smashes his mug on someone else's head. Like, I got you now, fucker. And it resumes.
Yes. I start walking towards the door, but I punch people as I'm walking out. That little that dwarf that was gonna hit me with his mug, I make sure to hit him and say your
Alright.
mother was pretty good.
Roll
I've
me
had
an unarmed
better.
attack.
Unarmed. Twelve.
Okay. You glance him, and roll me a perception real quick. You notice that he's got a tattoo, sort of on his lower neck that seems to be of a red cat with like its back arched.
I have no idea what that's supposed to mean.
That's all right.
It's alrighty.
I'm just throwing information out there.
Alright, he's got a tattoo of a pussycat.
Angry pussycat.
Angry pussycat.
Angry
Is
red
that
pussy.
Garfield? Or no, who's the red cat? Popcat? Something
Who?
like that?
It was a red cat?
It's a
Yeah.
red dog.
There's a red
There's
dog.
Clifford
Yeah.
the red dog. There's Snagglepuss, the pink pantherish thing.
Oh god, I hated that thing.
Exit stage left.
Sounded like an idiot.
Alright, I'm just gonna continue going towards the door.
All right.
Make sure I throw a couple chairs backwards, hit people. Make
Does
sure the brawl keeps going.
does a 21 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay. He manages to clip you with a mug.
Rage, Dan, rage.
It's
I think that'd be a bad idea.
Well, you know, Amy posted that thing to our Instagram of the tavern fire. we haven't actually had one of those in our game.
Tavern fire. Is that like a
Yeah.
D&D trope?
Yeah, it was this burning building. It's like tavern fire. You're not a real adventurer until you've burned down your first bar.
We destroyed half a city.
So you take 6 points of damage,
Okay.
and he's like, the Crimson Cat's coming for you, laddie.
Okay, I'll get the black dog to chase it.
Now you're just talking nonsense.
Legitimate gang.
There, I throw him a silver and say, here's a beer, and I punch him in the face as he's going for the silver.
Roll me an attack.
21.
I'll do it.
I don't get much damage with this, but
It's 1 point.
I have 1
Unarmed.
plus 5.
No, unarmed attacks are just straight 1, unless you're a monk.
Oh, my damage is set to 1 plus 5 bludgeon.
But I guess you would add your strength, so it's not just 1 point.
My strength.
You do add your strength? I thought it was just unarmed was just one.
Well, it is just 1, but it's the weapon table doesn't say plus strength; it just says the die. So the weapon table says it's 1 damage, but it would be 1 plus whatever you're using. So, I mean, it's still not that great, but
Yeah.
um.
And then I pick up a couple chairs and huck them and walk out.
So he's like, you son of a pixie. You dirty, ground-kissing, sky-loving, wood-carving little piece of shit. We'll be after you.
Looking forward to it.
Say hello to your ma for me.
Tell your mom Fozzie I said hi.
So that was fun. Let's go back to Kiki. Don't sound so pissed off. You're the only one that has a map. I did all the sorts of detail.
Wasted it, Caleb.
Sort of let's create an interesting thing for Amy to do that she can approach however she wants.
Why?
Because she decided to make a character who's a professional assassin even though she has no patience.
Why?
Like, I want to be a serial killer who infiltrates and fucking stabs, and it's like, how did that happen?
Nothing about infiltration. Nothing.
How do you get to a high-powered like, you told me you wanted these to be the murders where he's inside a locked room. Like, how did he die?
It's ridiculous. Gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna chat up. Who is this?
Who's
am I
who?
looking at here? Who am I looking at here?
There's a servant in the courtyard.
Yeah, it's boy, man, old guy.
Poor-looking dude.
Poor. He looks poor.
Yeah, like teenager maybe. He's a fucking servant. Actually, you know what? In this city, he's probably a slave.
Does he
Just
want
throw
to be
a couple
rich
gold
slave?
out somewhere.
What do you mean, little girl?
I need some information.
What?
This
Info what?
lovely home.
I don't know. It's okay.
I need to know how many people are inside. Jesus Christ.
Well, there's Joe and Marty and
Jesus Christ.
and Steve and Jeff and
You sweet summer child. I kill him.
poor man.
He could have just told me 6.
He didn't finish either.
No patience.
I'm gonna put this sad frowny skull on him.
I didn't even ask. Are these doors, windows? What am I looking at?
Like here.
Sorry. Yeah.
Those are doors.
What can I hear?
You hear roll me perception. You hear 2 people apparently preparing a meal. You hear someone chopping, and you hear sort of a wood stove going, and they're chattering, sort of talking shit about nobles in general.
Okay, what do I hear at that door? Wrong button. Sleeping?
Two set. Oh, with 12, you just hear snores.
It's not a 12. It's a 21.
Yeah, you hear. Okay, so you hear 2 people softly sleeping.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak into this one.
Okay. So you find yourself in sort of a very sparsely appointed bunk room, basically plain straw pallets, a basin of dirty water in one corner, and a door on the north wall.
Door.
What do you do with the door?
Listen. Not doing so well at listening.
Yeah, everything is drowned out by the snores.
Okay, I push the door open quietly.
Okay, roll me a stealth.
25.
Okay. So you very stealthily push open the door, and you see I need to move that to see if I can see what. Where's my zoom in here? I built this weeks ago, so yeah. So there's an old man sitting at the table, and it looks like he's eating, and he doesn't look up.
Do I know what this dude looks like that I'm trying to kill?
You know that he's a young noble.
See, if you kill everyone in the house, you're bound to hit the target.
I know, that's what I was thinking, but at the same time. Fuck. He's facing the door. Does he notice me?
He is apparently enjoying whatever the fuck he's mowing down on.
There's nowhere to get by him without. I still look like a child.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna walk straight to this door. Stealth-like and quiet.
Okay. Roll me another stealth.
20.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. You get almost to the door and he sort of like looks up surprised. Who are you, little sweetie?
Oh, gee, mister.
Oh, you're a cute one, aren't you?
I'm just a nobody.
What are you doing? Gonna go disturb Lord? Oh, I haven't named that guy. I wouldn't go
Farquaad.
in there. He's not feeling so good.
What does that mean?
I think he had too much to drink at dinner, if you understand my meaning.
But he doesn't have a name? Does he not name him?
No, I didn't fucking name him.
Okay. Is it... I was just... Does he not have a name, or did he not name him, like... Is it really not the guy I'm after?
He is not the noble you're looking for. I have not named him.
Okay.
That's my bad.
I skip off to the other door. Like, oh, okay.
And who are you again?
Who are you?
God damn it, Amy.
Oh, oh gee, mister.
I'm
Ask a lot of questions.
I'm young Tifor's father. I've taken up an interest in alchemy in my old age.
Yeah, he did.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, if he's drunk.
Okay, do you just open this door?
You
I
see
push
nobody.
it open.
Okay. I honestly didn't I expected you to go through the window and just do the second floor. This was sort of a... Okay, so you see through the archway sort of a large dining chamber. There are stairs leading up to the second floor. There are these 4 large suits of armor in this grand hall. Sort of chandeliers hang from above, and there's an open balcony that runs along the top level. So this hall where these statues are actually goes all the way up to the top of the building. And on the balcony, you can see 2 guards are posted. And then there's a door.
On the same level as me, or up higher?
Up higher. So the stairs go up, and there's a balcony that overlooks this grand hall.
And this is the second floor?
You're on the first floor.
No, I'm on the first floor. Who the
Yes.
fuck is this douche?
On that note,
Should have done your homework.
This is my homework.
The test is the homework.
I'm doing it.
let's go back to David.
Okay.
So you leave a very bewildered bunch of moppets behind you. And you're kind of turned around. Roll me I guess an intelligence to see if you can navigate.
Okay. Oh.
You are
Yeah.
hopelessly lost.
Damn, David.
You think north is south.
Dan, high or low?
Low.
Okay. David, roll me a perception.
15.
You must have wandered into the crafting part of the city because you hear the
Sorry.
comforting sound of hammer on
13.
anvil. What?
It was a 13. Sorry.
Okay. Even so, that's enough to hear. Familiar sound of hammer on anvil from just the other side of the building you're on. Like just 2 lefts will get you there.
Okay.
Do you go that way or what do you do?
Yes.
Okay. So you make your 2 lefts and you find yourself in a dead end alley. And you can roll me another perception.
12.
Okay. You don't notice as 3 figures descend from the roof behind you. Oh, I know, David. I know. I have plans about your curse. It hasn't presented itself to you yet, but it's there. And so 3 figures, very short, dressed all in black, surround you. Roll initiative.
Dang it.
Surrounded by keys.
Okay.
Sorry. It's the first one. It's just
Okay.
8.
Okay. So
They got the drop on.
yep. Alright. Okay, first one takes a swing at takes 2 swings at you. He's gonna hit with 1. Well, that's gonna hurt. Because they have assassinate as a trait. Second one is going to hit twice. And the third one is going to miss both times. So 3 hits, 2 of which are going to do sneak attack. So we'll do just the sword damage first. Okay, so 20 damage.
Ugh.
That's before sneak attack. And then and then 30 damage from the sneak attacks. And I need you to make 3 saving throws, Constitution.
Holy crap.
Okay.
We split the party. It's not good.
Just 17.
Okay.
Um, 8.
Okay, that's 1 failed.
5.
And 5.
Okay. So you failed 2 of them. This is gonna really hurt. Oh, because you take half damage on a successful too.
Well, David, time to roll a new character.
We need a new monk.
Yep.
Okay. So this will be the successful one. So that's 15, 19, 23. So
Holy
11 damage from the save.
Oh my goodness.
crap. So he's up to 61 damage so far.
26 from the first failed.
I'm down.
But the hits keep coming.
87.
12, 22, 25, 29 from the other failed save.
116.
You haven't hit your negative HP total, correct?
Huh?
You have
I'm
not
negative.
hit.
I'm negative 46.
And what's your HP total?
73.
Okay. And then
They just
So
keep
you-
stabbing him while he's down. Oh my god.
okay, you don't need to make any death saving throws. Also, your robe is not going to. Well, your robe wouldn't come into effect anyways because you don't. You have to have at least 1 HP for it to tick.
That's
Uh. All right. So Kai is ambushed. Nobody knows. I think this one's appropriate for Amy. High or low?
Hi.
Okay. Okay. So moving on from Kai. Let's go to Bert.
Batman's dead.
You're not dead.
Dead hero. So I walk outside and there's just bedlam. People are
Mhm.
fighting each other. There's fires.
Yes.
Is anyone not throwing punches?
Looks like there's a couple contingents of city guard moving in, and they're not throwing punches yet.
Couple city guard. I can't do that yet.
You should just throw a fireball near everybody and pretend it wasn't you. What?
Let's try that bluff again. I don't want to. I want to go in the other church.
Okay.
Try to go around the other side and see if anyone over there can tell me without, getting into, the whole churchy thing.
How are you getting across the square?
I really want to just bust my way through that crowd.
You should say I'm Batman and you shoot one of those things that he has.
This episode dedicated to Soldier.
I can already see what the episode title is going to be. For the last time, you're not Batman.
I'm Batman. And I bust in. I break through the guard, or the not the guard, but the massive fighting churchy LaRue's.
Okay. So you're trying to like punch your way through?
I'm trying to like dodge and shove my way through because I don't have much
Okay.
punch, but I got some moves.
Okay. Let's do athletics or acrobatics, whichever's higher.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll acrobatics. 22.
Okay, you managed to duck and weave and tumble your way through.
Dip, dodge, duck.
Dive and dodge.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
If you can dodge a right, you can dodge a wrench.
All right. You do catch a couple like elbows to the back of the head.
Oof.
4 of them.
Jesus.
So we'll just say that's 16 points of damage all told. Come through kind of battered and bruised. And so this other temple sort of has an outer wall with a pointed arch gate with some like guards posted. You get the sense their main thing is to sort of keep the riot from coming into the temple complex proper. And inside there's a sort of a squat square building with a golden dome and 4 spires on each of the corners, and sort of gardens in between the walls and the main building.
Do I see anyone around?
There do seem to be a few people in robes and simple headdresses walking around the gardens talking. And there are, of course, the guards in the front that ask you not to disturb the prayer sessions.
So the guards, then, they're available for talking. So I asked one of the guards as I wiped the blood from the back of my head, "What's with the beef out there? Why did that just start up?"
The misguided duelists or duothelists believe that we're heretics, and they refuse to see the errors of their ways.
So who threw the first punch?
Well, it's difficult to say with these things.
Does it happen often?
More and more lately as tensions arise over who's going to replace Captain Sparkbeard.
Do you both have someone in the running? Is that what's going on?
Lord Tokrul follows the teachings of the Prophet Thola, and Lady Giacore has made generous endowments to Yon Cathedral.
And that's okay. Lady Gia. I think I wrote all this down in my book already. I'm not smart enough to know what to ask here. Like Shane isn't smart enough to know what to ask here.
And as a DM note, you guys could probably get through just fine without knowing any of the details of these 2 religions. The important thing for the politics of Karst is that they vehemently hate each other. They have a lot of followers, and they each have there's a claimant to the vacant captain seat that supports one of the 2. If that makes sense. So
Yeah.
So whoever the captain seat goes to is going to influence which of these religions has primacy in the city for the next several years.
I'm inclined to go with these. What are they? Polytheists?
No, they're actually complete monotheists.
Oh, monotheists. Okay.
So there's
This church is. They don't believe
Yeah.
in the dual forces. They believe in one.
So if you do some research into this, which I'm sure Bert would, um, essentially the Tholist church is a splinter of the dualism, but they reject the dark side of it. That's just a shadow of the one true deity. And the Orthodox dualists believe that no, there are two deities and two energies at work, um, and it's a theological distinction that's to someone outside of their church kind of seems moot. Like they both believe in light and dark, but they differ over the relationship between the two. And this, for anyone interested, this comes from my semester reading about early Christian theology and schisms.
I figured it had something to do with school.
I was tempted to just straight up steal Monophysitism, Duophysitism, and Monothelitism and Islam, but yeah, I decided to put a fantasy spin on it.
I don't think any of us would get it, but maybe some of the listeners would. I don't know.
I don't know because I did it. Like I felt like I knew a lot about early church history, and then this semester with Byzantine history is like I had no idea any of this shit happened. Like some of these debates, and they're debates that if you're not super hardcore into the theology, they don't make any sense. Like why do you even like what actually is the distinction here? Does it matter? Apparently it does. But anyways, but no, and they're also on this island. So this is one plaza that the road sort of goes through, but the island actually does house temples to various pantheons too. So these aren't the only two religions in the city, but they have
They're the ones
a
who
lot of
do this.
supporters because they're popular among the traders that come in and out of Karst.
Okay. This is a little bit much for Bert right now. So
This is a little much for Shane.
yeah, right. I'm starting to sweat. Like Jesus Christ, I didn't expect like a pop quiz.
See, all I got was a bar fight, but that matches my intelligence.
That's what I wanted.
Well, you got a riot.
I got a riot. I wanted to start the riot, but I still got a riot.
You put a good effort in. You get an E.
Yeah. Do I get a check mark with happy face? So Bert's going to continue on to the college. No, the Azot Academy.
Okay.
Because he'll come back. He's probably going to go for the light and dark because, you know, he thinks he's the dark one. They think it exists.
So yeah, so you get to the Azot Academy, and the gates to the madrasa are actually closed. You have to sort of show your credentials to get in.
Is it that piece of cloth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tell you that in the past, the Orthodox ones are awfully prone to. Actually, both sides are awfully prone to trying to disrupt the madrasa. That they think that the academy dabbles in forces that it shouldn't. That
Well, if you do, I mean, that's your business, right?
not according to them. They think the elements should be the elements, and that their God determines what the world should be, and we just have to live with it.
Ah, that's no fun. You gotta stir up some shit. You gotta cause some trouble if you're gonna be, if you're gonna be making some progress.
All right, so Zerf.
What was the Fozzie thing that the traveling people mentioned?
That there's a shop, a curio shop and animal brokerage called Fozzie and Friends that is looking for small animals to sort of showcase in their shop, and inquiries should be directed to one Shin at the shop.
Okay. While I'm outside, I'm just gonna kind of wander around. Am I even in the same city as these guys?
Yes.
Okay, but I wouldn't know that.
That'd be a fucking twist.
No, not at all.
Zerf somehow went to Murkoff.
I just
Um,
walked down the river.
Um.
I am just gonna go
So-
down to.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying I'm gonna go down to the downtown district and see what.
There's not so much a downtown district. There's the sand district, which you get the impression is sort of for land-based caravans. There is the sea district, which is docks and warehouses and where the ships dock from the sea. There's the island of the gods, where sort of all the temples are. There's the Azot Academy there, and then on the opposite side of the river from where you are, there is the Patrician District, the Captain's Palace, the Windblown District, which is it's sort of where mercenaries and various shops supporting them set up shop, and then there's the city guard's barracks up on a hill. As you wander, let me get a high-low from someone. I don't care who.
Low.
You hear a familiar whoo, and
Fozzie!
followed by sort of glum, 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 as this 2-ton owlbear galumps down the street at you and nuzzles you,
Alright, hi Fozzie!
and it makes a pleasant hooting sound.
Where is Kiki?
Tilts his head sort of quizzically, and blinks at you.
Alrighty. You're a very big help there, Fozzie. Good job. I will take Fozzie with me.
Okay. So as you're sort of traveling, like Fozzie seems to want to lead you somewhere.
Okay.
And he navigates you across the river into the Windblown District. But at the last second sort of pauses and sort of lifts his head and growls and sort of takes a stance staring down the side alley.
I shall go down this side alley.
All right, you find the crumpled body of Kai with several stab wounds, and he's looking very pale, but he's breathing.
Did you pick on somebody smaller than you?
And and his pants are missing.
Oh boy.
No, actually, he's naked.
Oh.
Like
Little guy.
There's a staff and robes sort of next to him, but he's not wearing them.
Oh, little elf. Oh, poor little elf.
So they had to stick their hand in the place where the sun didn't shine.
No.
You said you stuck it into an interior pocket of your pants.
I know.
So they removed your pants and then dug around.
Okay. I will call Fozzie down. I will pick up the little limp body and put him on top of Fozzie.
Okay. And so you guys managed to navigate back to Fozzie and Friends without further incident. Amy, let's try to wrap this up, huh?
Fuck you! Holy shit!
Just kill everyone.
That's
All
not
right.
what a contract's for.
I guess you could go back outside and go back up into the window.
I'm gonna skip out this door. Up
Are those
the
suits of armor?
stairs.
Yes,
yeah,
they
I want her to grab me one. Bring me.
Okay, so you go up the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so stairs come up to a landing there. So, and let me just double check that this still has the property that represents Kiki. It does. Okay, so you should be able to move her. So yeah, there are the 2 guards posted at the end of the balcony.
Jesus Christ. I go. This door looks big. Let's open that one.
Okay. Roll me. Are you sneaking?
Sure.
Okay, roll me your stealth.
25.
Okay. The 2 guards at the end don't seem to notice you.
Open the door.
Okay. Find a lavishly appointed sleeping chamber. And you hear the sound of snoring from sort of around. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It smells terrible. And you hear the sound of straining from that back corner that you can't quite see around the wall.
I don't need to know anymore.
I thought this podcast was classy. I didn't know we had to go blue.
Is this like a master bedroom? Can I tell?
It
if
does.
is?
It does look like it's richly appointed. It lived in. Looks like men's clothing in the open. What?
Why is he in the shitter, Caleb?
He's in the shitter because he had a big dinner that didn't quite agree with him, and because he's fucking realistic as a character.
Caleb, Game of Thrones is shit.
Crossbow?
Wish I had one. I put a short bow.
I am absolutely shocked you don't have one. Oh yeah, you do have short bow, huh?
But that's not how he's gonna die.
What?
Stick a
Who are
knife-
you? What is this intrusion?
Stick a
I am
knife in his neck.
stealthing in.
You're.
He can't see me
He's
yet.
facing the door of the water
it?
closet.
Open?
Yeah. There's
He
like a
shits
curtain.
you the door.
I'm
Damn.
sorry. No, never mind. There's like a curtain in front of it.
Oh god, I could do it so he doesn't even see me. I don't even know who's in there. Oh god, I don't want to go in there. I'm gonna have to do the bow. I don't want to get close to that. I could get some on me.
You could get some. How vicious is this attack gonna be?
Yeah.
Well, if I want to like stab him and stuff and he's pooping,
Yeah. Well,
like
he's in a
that.
prime spot to void his bowels into the chamber pot.
Yeah,
Like-
you could just like reach in with your arm and go. Whoop!
Unless you're gonna turn him around and bend him over and like
Show him off.
slaughter him like a hog, you're not.
Christ. Fine. I guess I walk in on a man taking a poop and I stab him.
Okay. Well, do you want to just reach through the curtain and stab him, or?
Sure.
Okay.
I want no part of the pooping room.
Okay. So
Why don't you just
suddenly squeamish Kiki.
Squeamish? Poop, like he's in the room pooping. That's just rude.
That's just. I'm here to murder you, but I'm not gonna just look at you in the face while you're doing it.
There's a quote.
I
I'll
let
have
people pinch a loaf in peace.
I'll have to tweak it to make it fit 140 characters. But so yeah, you murder him, and he dies. And what do you do?
Right guy.
Do you remember how you were supposed to identify him?
No.
Like, how are you gonna prove that you killed the guy?
Oh, I was supposed to take something that was
Mm.
his, right? That was like obviously his, or was it something specific that I fucking don't know?
I believe he had a signet ring. I don't have it in my notes, but that would be.
And it's on the hand he was just wiping with.
I cut the
No.
whole hand off, put it in the
And
bag.
in in Karch, they don't use toilet paper.
Butt sponges. Um.
Communal butt sponges.
All right, so you acquire the signet ring. Do you take any souvenirs of your own?
Yeah, what's he got in the room?
He's got a chest with all sorts of rings and necklaces and fine clothes, and there's paintings on the walls and little statues and tchotchkes of shit.
How much coin can I find?
Roll me an investigate.
A lot. More than 25.
All right, hidden in the baseboard of the bed, you find a rainy day stash of 500 gold.
I also need to take a fingernail. Thought I forgot about those, didn't you?
I thought you took the whole hand. That's what I was asking when you said souvenir. And I wasn't sure if you were, because this was a paid job, and I didn't know if those counted for your serial killer plans.
Yeah, I totally forgot. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm taking a fingernail.
Okay.
I don't need the hand. I'll just take the. I was joking because Dan said it was covered in poop. I didn't want to touch it.
All right. So what do you do now?
I attempt to leave the exact way I came out, unless there's a window in this room.
There is. Overlooks the alley.
Go out the window.
All right. Roll me a acrobatics. Oh, do you shut the window after you?
Holy shit!
I had a feeling that was coming.
Do you lock the window after you?
Do I with a 1?
Well, the one's the acrobatics, which I'm going to
Window?
get to, but how I narrate that one is going to be dependent.
Was it locked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, roll me a sleight of hand. Okay, so you managed to lock the window, and I really hate that I'm going to do this, but you are a halfling. And halflings have a special property when it comes to critical failures.
Oh, yeah.
The question is, does Amy remember what that is?
Did I re-roll?
So you can re-roll that one if you so choose.
Oh, it's because it's an ability? I was thinking it's on attack only.
It's on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's
I
an
wrote down
ability
that it
checks.
was re-roll ones on attack, and it's been so long that I've forgotten about it.
I thought it was ability checks too.
I don't know.
I think it is. There were like 3 things you could re-roll.
It's been so long that I've actually used it that I don't remember.
Because, guys, I don't roll ones to begin with.
Yeah.
Just-
Wow.
That's how you're good at this game. You don't roll like shit. You don't roll like shit.
That was actually in the first Penny Arcade one. Gabe, the guy who had never played before, he kept rolling 20s and 19s and all sorts of shit. He goes, "Man, I'm amazing at Dungeons and Dragons." And Jerry, the guy who'd been playing since middle school, kept rolling could not get above a 5. And Mike's like, "How are you so bad at this game? You play it every week." It's like, you don't get better at chucking dice. When you roll 1 on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. But with a 6, well, what's your total with the 6?
15.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You parkour back down into the alley, no problem. And since you killed the poor guy in the courtyard, he doesn't see you, and you're able to make a clean break.
Yeah. Sure.
What's that about?
I'm a
God.
little sad about the guy in the courtyard, but God, he just wouldn't shut up.
He wouldn't
You
shut
asked-
up.
You asked him a question he was trying to answer.
She
I said,
didn't
"How
want to be
many-"
rude.
I didn't care who they were. I said, how many?
Well, he was counting the only way he knew how, by naming all of the people.
He didn't want to be rude, or she didn't want to be rude.
Saved him from
So-
his fate.
So do you go back to Fozzie and Friends once you're done?
I need to wander around a bit and change out of being a monk.
Okay, you can do that, no problem. I'm sorry, we're trying to wrap things up. So do you... Is that your main plan, to go back to
After
Fozzie
a
and Friends?
while, yes.
Okay. And after Bert's done at the madrasa, does he go back to Fozzie and Friends, or does he stay at the madrasa?
No, he does not stay there because it's too expensive. So he goes back to Fozzie and Friends after he's done
Okay.
looking around for. I can't remember what the hell he was doing.
I think he was just going to go do some reading.
I was
on...
actually, since all that church shit happened, I was probably going to research their black god or whatever. But yeah, after
Okay.
that, then yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys, I'm going to say you and Kiki both arrive at roughly the same time. You find Zerf and Fozzie and a passed out Kai and Shin looking a little put out.
Why is he put out?
Who is this man?
Which one?
The homeless dwarf.
The smelly one?
The
Yeah.
dirty one.
He's with us. Sorry.
Did you manage to make delivery of the sturch? Our client was inquiring.
I did indeed.
Excellent. May I send the receipt his way?
Yes. Yes. Go.
Is it going to be in a bloody envelope?
Poop
Well,
filled.
it's the
Severed
signature.
finger with the ring on it.
Is that how you do it, Amy?
What?
The severed finger with the ring on it, or just the ring?
Severed finger. It's so much cooler.
Shin sort of holds up between two claws. Excellent. I'm sure they'll get the message. And, like, wraps it in a little handkerchief and tucks it away. I think that's where we're going to go ahead and call it for now. So Kai is down.
Oh no.
Oh, he lost the amulet and his clothes. They took his robe?
No.
Oh,
They
okay.
removed his robe and sort of left it next to him.
Okay.
But they did take the locket that you guys were hired to find.
God
By-
damn it.
Next
Latest
episode,
Savage.
the Batman gang goes hunts down ninjas.
We team
Oh.
back up. We do it together.
The way the DM would very much like you to do.
Jesus Christ.
All right, everybody, split up.
Batman work alone.
So thank you everyone for listening. It's been a blast, and we will see you next time. Until then, keep it chaotic.
Bye.
Take it easy, y'all.